Hello, it is great to have you here on our channel. If you are new, we are Mod Assistants. We are household management and business admin experts. And on this channel, we take the years of experience from our team of personal and virtual assistants to help you within your household and at your business. Today, we are focusing on some of our favorite Halloween recipes. Not only did we go to our team for these recipes, but we looked all over the internet, spent lots of time on Pinterest to find some of the most entertaining yet easy to achieve Halloween recipes that we could do at our homes and that you could do at your homes, whether you're having people over for a Halloween party, you're sending out gifts to neighbors or teachers, or you just want to have some fun treats in the house during the Halloween season. We got together some really great recipes, so let's get right into it. We are starting off with a crowd favorite, Rice Krispie Pumpkins. Rice Krispie treats are, of course, a very well-known dessert, a beloved treat by all, especially children. And the great thing about Rice Krispie treats is many times you have the ingredients on hand. If you are a household where Rice Krispies are eaten for breakfast and likely a household that has marshmallows, then there you go. You have everything you need to put together a Rice Krispie treat. These are really fun because you use food coloring to dye the marshmallows orange. And then that orange color really does come through. We use quite a bit of food coloring in this to really get a deep orange color because we wanted the pumpkins to look very orangey. But I'm sure you've made a Rice Krispie treat before. It is very easy to put together. Mix the Rice Krispies with the really fun orange marshmallow mixture, and then form them into little pumpkins. Now, we made sure to keep our hands either wet with just some water or use some canola oil spray to make sure these Rice Krispie treats don't stick to your hands. And you'll have to do that in between every single Rice Krispie treat because they do get really sticky. Now for the stems of the Rice Krispie treats, you can do a couple different things. What we actually had on hand were dark chocolate chips. So we used those to just poke into the tops to create a stem. You could also use candy corn that has the brown on the bottom, or a piece of a chocolate chunk or a small Hershey bar. You could really dress these up and use some green food coloring to add a little bit of leaves. You could have a lot of fun with it, and like we said before, it's a crowd favorite. Here we go with another childhood favorite, dirt. In this case, pumpkin patch dirt cups. How adorable are these? When we saw this recipe on Pinterest, we just had to jump on board. And while we're speaking of it, we will link below in the description box links to all of these recipes, as well as our Pinterest board for a ton more fun Halloween recipes. If you've never made dirt before, it is really easy to put together. In this particular recipe, what we're going to do is layer chocolate pudding mixed with Cool Whip to give it that really nice light flavor. We're going to mix this mixture with some crushed up Oreos. The crushed up Oreos being the dirt, of course. We layer them into individual cups, layer of the crushed Oreos, layer of the pudding whipped cream mixture. In this case, we did use a chocolate pudding. We were looking in the grocery store for a pumpkin pudding. We thought that would be really fun with this as well, but we didn't see it in our grocery stores. If you have that near you, that could be a really fun option. But in this case, we just stuck with the chocolate and it was absolutely delicious. Once you're finished layering the crushed up Oreos and the chocolate pudding, on top we used little candy corn pumpkins. And what you see, this green grass, shall we say here, is actually coconut flakes that we shook together with some green food coloring. So it turned out looking like grass. And we thought that was such a fun idea, and they turned out so adorably. Again, really delicious, really easy to put together, and possibly, again, something you could whip up with ingredients you already have in the house. Halloween mummy dogs. Now, as we were looking around for Halloween recipes online, most of the recipes are sweet dessert recipes, and that's great. We all love a good dessert recipe. But we wanted to find some savory recipes as well, in case you're using these ideas for a party or you just want to have them in your house for something fun for your kids and your family. You don't want to only have a ton of desserts available. So these mummy dogs were such a perfect option. I mean, this would make a really great meal, weeknight meal for your kids. They would find this to be so fun and unexpected. Again, really easy to put together. You're going to use a prepackaged hot dog. We use turkey dogs to keep it a little bit healthier, but whatever type of hot dog you prefer. And then the strips to create the mummy is actually a crescent roll. So just the regular old Pillsbury crescent rolls that you find in the refrigerated section, you're gonna lay it out and use your pizza cutter or a really sharp knife to create these thin strips. And those strips are what you wrap around the hot dogs, making them into mummies. Now, the key that we found, and they actually mentioned this in the recipe, is you want to make sure that it's not perfectly wrapped. You don't want it to be perfectly spaced and look too orderly. You want these mummies to look a little haphazard. That adds to the fun. And you also want to leave a little bit of space at the top where you'll be able to put the candied eyes on them after they bake. And they are just the cutest little thing. They bake in the oven for however long the package says for the crescent rolls. The crescent rolls puff up, the hot dog cooks through, serve it with some ketchup, and your kids will truly love these. We have another classic here for you with Halloween Chex Mix. And along with this really easy to put together Chex Mix, we also wanted to point out these fun skeleton containers that we found at Target. They were in the $3 section at the beginning of the store. So if we can find them, we'll link them. But they just add a little bit of extra to how we're serving this Chex Mix. We are sure many of you have made Chex Mix before, so you start with some melted chocolate, the actual Chex cereal. We separated them into 2 Ziploc bags. On one side, we're going to mix up the Chex Mix with powdered sugar. And on the other, we actually use a brownie cake mix, which we thought was a really fun idea. So then you get a little bit of the white, a little bit of the brown, and a little bit of a different flavor between the two. Then you're going to mix them all together, let them sit out, let the chocolate set. For the other ingredients, we went with candied corn, some crushed up pretzels, and some Reese's Pieces. We made sure to take our time crushing up these pretzels the sizes all work together within the Chex Mix. Once you have those ingredients in, add your Chex Mix back in, mix it all together, and serve it however you'd like. This was really easy to store. After we served them in these skeleton containers, we actually kept them in Ziploc bags for the week, and they kept really well just in the cabinet. Kids had it as a nice little treat after dinner. But again, these skeleton containers were really, really cute to serve them in, or if you wanted to use this as a gift for teachers, for neighbors, for friends. The cups were only $3 and they showcased the Chex Mix in a really fun way. Now, as you have heard us say in other recipe videos we've done on our channel before, we don't like to pick favorites, but it just so happens that you end up with a favorite recipe after going through a group of recipes like this to test. And this was our winner. These peanut butter spider cookies were not only really fun to put together and to look at, but they were such a favorite among our family and friends as far as taste goes. It is a classic peanut butter cookie dough, so just think of any peanut butter cookie you've ever had before. When the cookies are just about done cooking, but still really soft, you take them out of the oven and you push down 2 Whoppers, as you see here, into the cookie, and that's going to create the body of the spider. Now, we just used a black tube of icing to create the legs, but in the recipe it also talks about melting down chocolate in order to pipe those legs on. But we found the icing was really easy because it was already made for us and it created a really thin line for the legs. Last but not least, we had to jump on board with this Halloween charcuterie plate trend that we're seeing all over Pinterest. There are absolutely beautiful charcuterie plates that people put together. We tried to keep it as simple yet as beautiful as we could. All of the ingredients we used were from our local Target. We went with some meats, some cheeses. We reused those pumpkin Rice Krispie treats that we made. Also some caramel corn, some crackers, and some olives. A nice mix of sweet and salty. We did also include some of the pumpkin spice Oreos and these little ghost cheeses. What we did is we actually took the little Baby Bell cheeses and put some candy eyes on them and turned them into little ghost cheeses. Put it all together on a plate. This plate we actually found at Target as well in that $3 section, so really affordable. We added in some little spider toys to add a little bit more Halloween fun. But overall, this was really easy to put together and is such a showstopper if you are having anyone over for the Halloween season. We definitely recommend giving this trend a try. It was really fun and creative to put together and filled with absolutely delicious snacks. We hope you enjoyed these 6 Halloween-themed recipes. Let us know in the comments if you decide to try any of these recipes and how it goes for you. And if there are any that we missed that you think are absolutely worth trying, leave that in the comments and we will try them ourselves as well. Before you leave, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this in the future, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy Halloween!